Let us start chemistry. In chemistry, electrochemistry chapter we will discuss. In electrochemistry chapter, we discussed corrosion. We discussed corrosion. In the corrosion, we have seen rusting of iron. In the corrosion, we have seen rusting of iron. In the now we will see how to prevent rusting of iron. How to prevent rusting of iron we will see. For this, one method is painting. One method is painting. Next method is what means over the iron. Over the iron, we can give chemical coating. Over this iron, we can give chemical coating. Over this, some chemical coating is given. Over this, some chemical coating given. What is that chemical coating in the sense? Bisphenol. Over this, some chemical coating will be given. Due to this chemical coating, this iron will be protected from corrosion, protected from rusting. That means how it is protected from rusting in the sense for rusting. What is the process you see for rusting? For rusting, what is the process in the sense this anode? One is anode, another one is cathode. Anodic process, cathodic process. Due to that only rusting forms. Since it acts as galvanic cell, rust formation will be there. So rusting in the sense first anodic process. Anodic process in the sense iron from impure anode goes for oxidation and gives ferrous and 2 electrons. Then cathode. Cathode is what means cathode is what means air. Cathode is what means air. Air contains oxygen molecules. These oxygen molecules takes these electrons. These oxygen molecules come in contact with this iron. Since it is coming in contact with iron, it takes electrons from this process. Electrons from this process. Since it takes electrons, it becomes what means O2 minus. It becomes O2 minus. This oxygen gas becomes O2 minus. This oxygen gas from air comes in contact with this iron. It takes these 2 electrons and becomes O2 minus. This O2 minus takes acid H plus. It takes acid H plus from where in the sense this air contains pollutants. This air contains pollutants. Suppose the pollutant is sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide mixes with the moisture and gives sulfuric acid. That sulfuric acid supplies this H plus. So this O2 minus takes this H plus and becomes what means water. So cathodic process takes place. So here anodic process takes place because of anodic process takes place because of impurity in the ion. Cathodic process takes place due to air. Due to which air in the sense acidified air. Due to acidified air, cathodic process takes place. Then what happens means this ferrous. Next what happens means this ferrous on this ferrous due to air converting into ferric. Due to converting into ferric. This ferrous with atmospheric air undergoing oxidation, therefore it is converting into ferric. So we are getting ferric oxide. This ferric oxide is called rust. This ferric oxide in hydrated form. This ferric oxide in hydrated form is called rust. So rust formation takes place. So rust formation because of impurity of iron. In the rust formation, anodic process is due to impurity of iron. Impurity of iron will be there in whatever the way if we prepare iron, impurity will be there. Due to impurity, iron goes for oxidation. Since air is in contact with this iron, this air contains oxygen. This oxygen takes these 2 electrons and becomes O2 minus. This O2 minus takes H plus. This H plus from this acid. This acid is due to pollutant in the air. Due to this acid, this O2 minus becomes water. So cathodic process takes place. Due to this cathodic and anodic, this iron is converting into ferrous with air undergoing oxidation and giving ferric oxide. This hydrated form of ferric oxide is called rust. This process is called rusting of iron. So If iron is exposed to atmospheric air, certainly it will go for rusting. So what we have to do, how to prevent rusting? We have to give a barricade between iron and this atmospheric air. That means atmospheric air should not be in contact with this iron. Atmospheric air should not be in contact with iron. So to prevent the contact, one is painting. Another one is called what means coating this iron with chemical coating. Chemical coating we are giving. Chemical coating is what means bisphenol is coated over iron. Bisphenol is coated. Bisphenol is coated over iron. Bisphenol is a chemical that is coated over iron. Due to coating, what happens means air is unable to contact with the air. Air is unable to contact with air in the sense this cathodic process will not be there, and this oxidation also will not be there. Therefore, rust formation will not be there. Sir, okay. So prevention of rusting in the sense one method is painting, another method is coating with chemical. Chemical is bisphenol. So on coating, bisphenol coating, this rusting is prevented. Sir, what is the next method? We will see. Next method is galvanization. Next method is what means galvanization. Galvanization method. In this galvanization method, this iron we will take. We are taking iron. Iron is galvanized. Iron is galvanized in the sense iron is coated with what means another metal, that is for example zinc metal. And iron is coated with zinc metal. Iron is coated with zinc metal. Now, what is the anodic process? We will see. What is the anodic process? What is the anodic process? For this, we will take SRP value. SRP of zinc is minus 0.76 volt. SRP of iron is minus 0.44 volt. SRP of iron is minus 0.44 volt. Now see zinc SRP and iron SRP, which is having lower SRP, you see zinc is having lower SRP. So which will undergo oxidation, which will undergo anodic process. That means anode means oxidation. Oxidation means one which is having lower SRP, that will undergo oxidation. Here zinc and iron, zinc is having lower SRP, so zinc is undergoing oxidation. So zinc undergoes oxidation in the sense it will be like this. It will be like this. So zinc is undergoing oxidation. Now cathodic process we will see. In the cathodic process, oxygen takes these two electrons. Oxygen takes these two electrons and becomes O2 minus. O2 minus takes acidified acid and becomes water. It is the cathodic process. That means in this process, which undergoes a dissolution, zinc undergoes a dissolution or iron undergoes a dissolution, means here anode is zinc, cathodic process is atmospheric air. Cathodic process is atmospheric air. So zinc undergoes oxidation, therefore zinc dissolves, iron will not undergo oxidation. Iron is protected due to zinc. So as time passes, what happens? Zinc goes on dissolving and the thickness of this zinc coating getting reduced. Thickness of zinc coating getting reduced. As time goes on passing, thickness of zinc coating goes on reducing. Suppose due to any scratching, suppose any scratching takes place. Suppose here scratching. Suppose scratching takes place. Due to scratching, what will happen? That we will see. Due to scratching, what will happen to the zinc coating? That we will see. So due to scratching, what happens means both both iron and zinc are exposed to atmospheric air. Iron is exposed to atmospheric air, zinc also is exposed to atmospheric air due to scratching. Due to scratching, what happens means this atmospheric air is in contact with iron as well as in zinc. Now what will happen? Whether rust formation will be there or not, that we'll see. Now air is in contact with iron as well as zinc. Air undergoes cathodic process. Like this, air is in the air, oxygen takes 2 electrons and becomes O2 minus. O2 minus takes H plus and becomes water. For this cathodic process, electrons consumed. For this cathodic process, electrons consumed. Cathodic process takes place in the sense anodic process should be taken place. Anodic process in the sense iron can undergo oxidation or zinc can undergo oxidation. Now if you see SRP of iron, if you see minus 0.44 volt, SRP of zinc if you see minus 0.76 volt. Out of these two, which is having lower SRP in the sense zinc is having lower SRP, therefore zinc is having higher tendency to undergo oxidation than iron. So out of zinc and iron, which can go for preferential oxidation in the sense zinc can undergo preferential oxidation, okay. Therefore, anodic process will be zinc but not iron. So zinc undergoes anodic oxidation, so it gives Zn2 plus and 2 electrons. These 2 electrons are taken by this cathodic process oxygen. So anodic process and cathodic process both are taking place. In anode, which is undergoing preferential oxidation in the sense zinc undergoes preferential oxidation than iron. So those scratching takes place. This iron will not undergo oxidation due to air, due to atmospheric air. So that those scratching takes place, iron does not undergo rusting. Iron does not go for rusting. Once this zinc is completely exhausted, which can undergo? Iron can undergo rusting. So zinc is due to presence of zinc, iron is protected. So zinc is protecting this iron. Sir, okay. So how to prevent rusting in the sense one method is called galvanization. For this galvanization method, which metal we are using in the sense zinc metal we are using. Sir, okay. Now let us take some other. Let us consider some other metal for galvanization. Now we will take iron metal. We will take iron metal. We are taking. Now it is coated with some other metal. Some other metal coating will give. What is that in the sense? Tin. Now we will see. Now atmospheric air we will consider. Atmospheric air is in contact with this tin but not iron. Atmospheric air is in contact with the tin but not iron. Therefore, in which will undergo anodic oxidation in the sense tin undergoes anodic oxidation. Therefore, tin is converting into stannous and losing 2 electrons. In the atmospheric air under acting as cathode. In the atmospheric air, oxygen takes 2 electrons from anode and becomes O2 minus. O2 minus takes H plus from atmospheric air and becomes water. So now see anodic process and cathodic process takes place. In the cathodic process, now anodic process and cathodic process takes place. In the cathodic process, which is involving means atmospheric air, atmospheric oxygen undergoes a reduction and becomes O2 minus. This atmospheric air is having pollutant. Due to pollutant, atmospheric air is having H plus ions. Due to H plus ions, this oxide is converting into water. Now, which is supplying electrons to this cathodic process in the sense this anode? Which is anode in the sense tin? Tin undergoes oxidation and supplying electrons. Tin supplies electrons. That electrons taken by this cathode. This cathodic process is unable to take electrons from this ion. Why? Because this cathodic process, atmospheric air, is not in contact with this ion. Therefore, this cathodic process is unable to take electrons from this ion. Sir, as time passes, thickness of this tin goes on reducing because of this anodic process. This tin undergoes anodic dissolution. Sir, okay. Once tin is exhausted means again iron should be coated with tin for its protection. Sir, okay. Next we will see if scratching takes place, what will happen. If scratching takes place, what will happen, that we will see. If scratching takes place, what will happen, we will see. If suppose scratching of tin we will see. Now due to scratching, now air is in contact with the tin. Air is in contact with the tin as well as iron. Air is in contact with the tin as well as iron. Now this atmospheric air undergoes cathodic process. This cathodic process needs electrons. It takes electrons from anode. It will take electrons from which anode? Tin undergoing tin anode or iron anode, that we have to see. For this we will take SRP of tin we will take. SRP of tin, if you see how much in the sense minus 0.14 volt. SRP of iron, if you see, that is equal to minus 0.44 volt. SRP of iron, if you see, minus 0.44 volt. Now see SRP values. SRP of tin you see minus 0.14 volt. SRP of iron is minus 0.44 volt. Now compare the SRP values. Compare the SRP values of tin and iron and come to the conclusion which will act as anode. Now see the SRP of tin and iron. Which is having lower SRP, you see, iron is having lower SRP. Iron is having lower SRP in the sense which will undergo anodic oxidation, iron or tin, which will undergo anodic preferential oxidation. That means iron undergoes preferential oxidation, therefore it will act as anode but not tin. Now iron undergoes preferential oxidation when compared to tin. So due to scratching, what happens means atmospheric air is in contact with iron as well as tin. Iron is having lower SRP when compared to tin. Therefore, iron undergoes preferential oxidation when compared to tin. Therefore, iron will undergo anodic dissolution. That means iron is undergoing rusting though tin is present. Therefore, if you give tin coating, iron will be protected, no doubt. But if any scratching takes place, if air goes for contact with iron, if air is in contact with iron due to scratching of tin, what will happen means iron will undergo rusting. So how to protect iron from rusting in the sense we have to coat iron with another metal. That metal should have lower SRP than iron. Then only iron will be protected. Otherwise, iron will not be protected. So to protect iron, iron should be coated with another metal. That metal should have lower SRP than iron. Then only iron will be protected from rusting. Sir, okay. So next we will see underground pipes. Now we will take underground pipes. Underground pipes. Underground water pipes we will consider. Underground iron pipes we will consider. This underground iron pipes, how it will be protected from rusting, that we will see. This underground iron pipes we will see. How it will be protected from rusting, that we will see. For these underground pipes, what they will do in the sense, these underground pipes will be connected to some other metal. For example, magnesium. So for the sufficient gap we will be given, periodically magnesium will be connected to periodic distance. At periodic distance, magnesium will be connected to this underground iron pipe. So magnesium will be connected to iron pipe at periodic distances. Now we will see what will happen. We will see. Now we will consider this atmospheric air. This atmospheric air we will consider. This atmospheric air will be in contact with which one in the sense will be in contact with the magnesium as well as will be in contact with this underground pipe. Even soil, if you see, soil is in contact with this magnesium as well as with this underground pipe. This moisture we will see, moisture is in contact with the underground pipe as well as this magnesium, both. Now if you consider this atmospheric air will act as cathode. This atmospheric air will act as cathode, which will act as anode, that we have to see. For this we have to see SRP. SRP value, if you see for magnesium SRP value is minus 2.36 volt. SRP of iron, if you see SRP of iron is minus 4.44 volt. Now see SRP of magnesium is given, SRP of iron is given, which is having lower SRP in the sense magnesium is having lower SRP than iron. Magnesium is having lower SRP means magnesium undergo preferential oxidation than iron. So magnesium is undergoing anodic dissolution than iron. Therefore, which will undergo anodic dissolution? Magnesium. So iron is not under iron does not undergo anodic dissolution. So iron will be protected due to magnesium. Since magnesium is sacrificing its life for iron, therefore magnesium is called a sacrificial anode. Sir, okay. So to protect iron from rusting, what we have to do in the sense, iron should be connected to another metal. That metal should have lower SRP than iron. So in this way, we can protect iron from rusting. So iron is protected from rusting, that we have seen. Sir, okay. So for what are the things we have, what are the points we have discussed in the sense, one is galvanic cell, next one is electrolytic cell, next one is reversible cells, next batteries, primary batteries, secondary batteries, next fuel cells, next corrosion. Now we will go for a conductivity. We will discuss about conductivity. How the conductivity will be there for electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors, that we will see. Electronic conductors, which are called electronic conductors, that point we will see, which are called electronic conductors. Electronic conductors in the sense, electronic conductors in the sense, one which conduct current by using free electrons, one which conducts current by using free electrons, that is called electronic conductors. Electronic conductors in the sense, it will carry current due to free electrons, it will carry current by free electrons carrying current, that is called electronic conductors. Electrolytic conductors in the sense, ions or molecules will carry current. Ions or molecules will carry current, that is called electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors. So now we will see two things. One is called electronic conductors, another one is called electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors. Okay. Electronic conductors in the sense, electronic conductors in the sense, current will be carried by free electrons. Here current will be carried by ions. Ions in the sense, Cu2 plus ions, Zn2 plus ions, like this. Current will be carried by ions. Current will be carried by molecules. Molecules in the sense, water molecule is carrying current, like this. So electrolytic conductors, electronic conductors. Electronic conductors example is metals, graphite, like this. Electrolytic conductors in the sense, aqueous solution of copper sulfate, aqueous solution of zinc sulfate, dilute sulfuric acid solution. These are electrolytic conductors. Sir, okay. Now we will see the terms. What is conductivity? What is conductivity? What is conductance? How to define? These are depending on which factors. For those things we will see. Now we will consider the word called conductance. The word called conductance. What is meant by conductance? What is meant by conductance in the sense, the power of carrying current. Conductance means the power of carrying current. This conductance is defined as reciprocal of resistance. Conductance. This conductance is defined as reciprocal of resistance. Conductance is equal to 1 by R. So if resistance is high, conductance will be low. So conductance is equal to 1 by R for electronic conductors as well as for electrolytic conductors. So for electronic conductors as well as electrolytic conductors, conductance is equal to 1 by R. Now resistance depends on which term, that we will see. Resistance depends on which term, that we will see. Resistance depends on which term. Resistance depends on which term, that we will see. Now resistance R is directly proportional to what means L by A. L by A. L is called what means length. Length. A is called area of cross section. L is called length. A is called area of cross section. So for electronic conductors, L means length of the metal. A is called area of cross section of the metal. For electronic conductors, how to see the length? Length of the metal. Length of the metal. Electronic conductors means metals are electronic conductors. Graphite comes under electronic conductors. So for electronic conductors, resistance means L by A. L is called length of the metal. A is called area of cross section of the metal. For electrolytic conductors, how to see L and A? For electrolytic conductors, how to see L and A? That we will see. For electrolytic conductors, what we are taking in the sense, we are taking one which is called a conductivity cell. Conductivity cell. For electrolytic conductors, we are taking conductivity cell. In this, how the conductivity cell will be there in the sense, it will have one platinum wire. This is what means platinum wire. Two platinum wires will be there. This is what means platinum wire. Both are platinum wires. These two are, this is platinum wire, it is also platinum wire. Next, platinum foil. Here also platinum foil. This platinum foil is coated with platinum black. This is platinum foil coated with what means platinum black. Coated with platinum black. Like this will be there. Okay. Next, here what will be there means like this glass rod will be there. It is glass rod. It is also what means glass rod. Like this glass rod will be there. Next, like this glass vessel will be there. It is glass vessel. It is glass vessel. This is what means glass. This is what means glass. This what means glass. Now, let us see. Now let us see this length. L means length. Length. This L is called distance between these two electrodes. Distance between L is called distance between these two electrodes. Then A is called area of cross section of this electrode. A is called area of cross section of this electrode. Now see, L is called distance. What distance means? Distance between these two electrodes. A is called area of cross section. Area of cross section of what means this electrode. Area of cross section of this electrode. Now this arrangement is called conductivity cell. This arrangement is called what means conductivity cell. In this conductivity cell, this conductivity cell will be dipped in electrolytic solution. This conductivity cell will be dipped in electrolytic solution. In this vessel, what we are taking in the sense electrolytic solution. Electrolytic solution will be taken in this one. Then it is connected. Now, like this arrangement, this is for electrolytic conductors. This arrangement for electrolytic conductors. So electrolytic conductors means we have to take electrolytic solution. Electrolyte is taken in this vessel. In this what is dipped means conductivity cell is dipped. In this conductivity cell, these two are electrodes, platinum electrodes. Distance between these two electrodes is called L. This area of cross section of this electrode is called A. This will give resistance. So this resistance will be there for electrolytic solutions as well as for electronic conductors. Reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. Reciprocal of resistance is called conductance, we will say. Sorry, okay. Next we will see this R is proportional to L by A. R is equal to what means specific resistance into L by A. This rho is called specific resistance or resistivity. This rho is called specific resistance or resistivity. Sir. Next we will see conductivity. Next we are seeing conductivity. This conductivity symbol is called kappa. This conductivity symbol is called what means kappa. This kappa is equal to 1 by rho. This rho is called a specific resistance. This rho is called what means specific resistance. Therefore, this conductivity is also called a specific conductance. This conductivity is also called what means specific conductance. So, this conductivity kappa is equal to 1 by rho. Rho is called a specific resistance. Another word is called what means resistivity. Another word is called resistivity. Now, this kappa is equal to 1 by rho value we will substitute to this rho. Substitute this rho into this place. What we will get in the sense 1 by r into L by A. 1 by r into L by A we are getting. Sorry, 1 by r into L by A. Now this is called this kappa is called what means specific conductance. This kappa is called what means specific conductance or conductivity. This is equal to what means 1 by R into L by A. For electrolytic solutions, this 1 by R is called what means this 1 by R into L by A. L by A is called cell constant. For which one means for electrolytic solutions. For electrolytic solutions, this L by A is called cell constant. L is called the distance between electrodes. A is called the area of cross section of electrode. L by A is called cell constant for electrolytic solutions. For electrolytic conductors, L by A is called cell constant. 1 by R is called conductance. This conductance into cell constant is called what means specific conductance or conductivity. Now we will see this conductivity depends on what? This conductivity depends on which factors, that we will see. Conductivity depends on which factors, that point we will see. Conductivity depends on which factors, that point we will see. Now we will take electronic conductors. Electronic conductors we will take. Electronic conductors example is what means metals comes under electronic conductors. Graphite comes under electronic conductors. For electronic conductors, this conductivity depends on which factors, that we will see. Now we will take copper wire. We will take copper wire is having some tendency of current carrying. Copper wire is having some ability to carry current. Aluminum wire is having some ability to carry current. Do you think that aluminum wire and copper wire are having same ability of conducting current? No, different. So copper wire and aluminum wire are having different tendency to carry current. So if you change the metal, current carrying ability is different. So conductivity will be different. So shall we say conductivity depends on nature of the metal? Shall we say conductivity depends on nature of the metal? Okay. For this we will take an example. Now we will take sodium. We will take for sodium, what is the conductivity in the sense conductivity is 2.1 into 10 to the power of 3. What is the unit of conductivity? That point we'll see. Conductivity formula is what? Conductivity is equal to 1 by resistance into L by A. For resistance, what is the unit? Ohm. For length, what is the unit? Meter. For area, what is the unit? Meter square. So what is the unit of kappa? Kappa unit is per ohm per meter. Otherwise, per ohm we can write as mho per meter. This per ohm is also called Siemens. Per ohm is also called what means Siemens. Therefore, in the place of per ohm we can say Siemens, we can substitute Siemens. Per meter we will substitute. It is what means SI system. It is in SI system. CGS system in the sense Siemens we have to write as it is. Per meter we have to write as per centimeter. Therefore, what is the unit of kappa in the sense kappa unit is Siemens per meter. Siemens per meter. Kappa unit is Siemens per meter. Next metal we will take suppose copper. For copper, what is the conductivity in the sense 5.9 into 10 to the power of 3 Siemens per meter. Siemens per meter. Now see conductivity. Conductivity values you see. Conductivity of sodium is this much. Conductivity of copper is this much. Conductivity of sodium and copper different because nature is different. Similarly, structure of metal will be there. Structures of metal will be there. Structures if you see face centered, cubic, body centered. Structures if you see, what are the structures are possible means face centered cubic, body centered cubic, like this different structures are there. Different metals will have different structures. Due to structures also conductivity will be different. Then we can see number of valency electrons. Sodium if you see number of valency electrons 1, copper if you see number of valency electrons 2. Which is carrying current in electronic conductors? Free electrons. Free electrons is nothing but valency electrons. If number of valence electrons is different, conductivity also will be different. Therefore, conductivity depends on number of valency electrons also. Then we will see temperature. How the temperature will affect conductivity of electronic conductors, that we will see. So first we will see in electronic conductors how the current flows, that we will see. Now we will see electronic conductor. Electronic conductor we will see. In electronic conductor how current flows, that we will see. In electronic conductors, example is metal. Metal is copper metal we will take. In the copper metal, if you see copper metal, in copper metal atoms will exist as kernels, like this. So in copper metal, how the copper atoms will be there in the sense in the form of kernels, copper metal ions, copper cations, in the form of cations. Next, each copper atom becoming copper cation by losing 2 electrons. So that 2 electrons will be as electron cloud, That 2 electrons will be as what means electron cloud. Sorry, the 2 electrons will be as what means electron cloud. Sorry. Now that each copper atom contributes 2 electrons for electron cloud, therefore this it is having electron cloud. So full electron cloud will be there. Electron cloud will be there like this. So like this, electron cloud is present. Electron cloud is present, we are saying. Sir, electron cloud present like this. Like this, electron cloud is present. Sir, okay. Electron cloud we said. Next we will see, next we are seeing this kernel. Kernel we will take. Kernel is what means Cu2 plus. Kernel is what means Cu2 plus. Kernel is there Cu2 plus like this. Kernel is there like this. Cu2 plus ions are kernels. Cu2 plus ions are kernels. Now we will see here this free electron cloud we will take. This free electron cloud. This free electron cloud means this free electron cloud is moving in all directions, in all the places. This free electron cloud is moving in all the directions, in all the places. Then this kernels, if you see, this kernels will undergo vibration. It will undergo up and down vibration, sideways vibration. Like this, kernels will undergo vibration. Like this, things will be there in the metal. So in this metal, how the things will be there in the sense, this electron cloud is moving continuously throughout this system. This electron cloud is moving throughout the system in what way? Random motion. In random motion. Then in these kernels are copper ions. This kernels is undergoing vibration. Vibration in the sense which direction? In all the directions it is undergoing vibration. Like this metallic wire will be there. Now we will consider current. How the electrons will be flowing. That we will see. Now we have taken the battery. In this battery we will connect like this. This battery we have connected. This is a negative pole of the battery. It is positive pole of the battery. Negative pole and positive pole we considered. Now you see this negative pole is electron rich, positive pole is electron poor. This from negative pole, electrons coming like this and moving like this and reaches positive pole. So when electrons coming from this negative pole like this, this electron can be repelled by this free electron cloud. No? This free electron cloud can repel this electron, this negative pole electron. From negative pole electron coming like this, that electron is repelled by this free electron cloud. Due to repulsion, what happens to the flow of this electron? Think. Then when electron from this negative pole coming like this, at that time this kernel may undergo vibration, up and down vibration. Due to vibration, the electron is unable to get path for moving. Due to that, what happens to the movement of electron, you see? So this metal, is it providing any resistance for the flow of electron from this negative plate to positive plate? You think it